Ba-ba-ba. We're back. We're back in green, baby. All right, so if you missed me last week, it's because I didn't do a video last week. I had someone graduate, someone go to the hospital, 5 kids, 3 animals, a very hungry husband. Just can't get it all in every week, although I really try. So this week though, I'm doing a little bit longer episode. And if you want to skip right to the bird of paradise, it is at minute 12. There is a lot of really good information between now and 12 minutes. But if you want to skip all that good information, just go right to minute 12. Before we do that, what I've been doing this week is planting I've been spending a lot of time outside. So this is one of my outdoor planters. And people ask me about the outdoor planters. What I like to do is currently what I do is try to use the dirt that the plant came with and maybe a little extra dirt, and then mix a lot of perlite in with dirt. These plants, all of my pots are on a watering system, so they're gonna get watered quite a bit. These have done really well. I have the alocasia in the middle, and then this is a vine. I'm not gonna let it vine up. I have really tall planters, so I want it to just kind of cascade over the sides. At least that's my goal with the outdoor planters. And someone asked me about this plant. I wanted to show it to you before it went in the bin. It'd be a variegated ZZ plant, and I've had it since September 1st of last year. These are the new leaves. And so, yeah, I love her. And so this is my huge deal with plants. If it's not giving me joy, it goes in the bin. And actually, I also wanted to say plants are actually very, very forgiving. This is my ring of fire. You can see it has a couple of nice leaves. However, it was not doing well in Leca. It came from, I think I got it from Thailand, and sometimes those plants, I don't know, their adjustment period is a little different. And I love this plant. I know it's gonna do really, really well, but I just wanted to let y'all know the second a plant goes south, if you are nervous at all that you're gonna kill it in Leca or in dirt, just put it in water. I have, see all the roots in there, have it in water. I always put a pothos in there with it because the pothos will help it root faster. And then the first few days, I rinse out the water and I just make sure no root rot gets to stay in the water, and then I really scrub the jar. But this plant is gonna do awesome. I noticed last night I washed its roots off and pulled off root rot, and I noticed some new roots coming in. So there's always a way of escape. There's always an escape route for your plant. Don't ever think, it's the end of the world for your plant. I actually give up on plants faster than they give up on me a lot of the time. So that's that plant. This plant, I had such cute pictures of it. It was and it doesn't look like a plant. It actually looks like a stick. The triangularis. Gorgeous picture on Instagram maybe a week ago. Pretty new plant. Great source. And it just lost all of its leaves and kind of acted like it was going to go into rotting. There's still life in these stems, and I can see there's new growth on the ends of the stems. So rather than throw it away, I went ahead and added it to this pot. And I don't know how long I'll keep it in here. I'll do it until I feel like the roots are sturdy and happy and 2 to 4 inches long, and then I will go ahead and put it back in Leca. And it looks bad, I agree, but it actually, the roots are, if you pull on the roots and they don't fall apart, it has a lot of really good roots. It just got upset about being, either transferred to Leca or being shipped to me and being handled, Ficus are really funny. Your fiddle leaf fig, all of those ficus, if they get upset, they immediately lose all their leaves. And I wanted to show y'all, This is my Ficus Danielle, and it looked really, really bad. It lost every single leaf, and I put it outside and was pretty determined that it would live. And look, it is really growing. It's all grown back again. So ficus are temperamental, but just because they lose all of their leaves, and I do mean every leaf, that doesn't mean that you've lost the battle. Lechuza planters. I broke down and bought one last week or a couple weeks ago. Lechuza, and there's the little brochure. Actually, I bought two in the last few weeks, but the one balcony one I sent back. Y'all know that if you've been watching my show. If this is your first time here, welcome to Pretty in Plants. We're trying to put every plant we physically can in Leca and having a great time doing it. So that's what we're talking about, in case you just happened on this channel and thought it was about motorcycles. It is not. It is about plants. How to do it, and we all kind of, if you don't know how to plant your plants in Leca, go watch my other 75 videos. Okay, so you planted it. Let's pretend you have planted your plant in the Lechuza planter, and you will get to see my gorgeous Lechuza planter in about 5 minutes. So over the next 12 weeks, this is what was interesting to me, because people get a little nervous about following my instructions. They want to fill that bottom part with water so badly. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. See that right there? We all want that. That right there. That's what we all want. We just want these giant roots just going crazy. Okay, so I'm a little nervous about this. See the bottom of this one, those roots coming out the bottom? I really want this plant, obviously, to do really well, and I don't want to break these roots when I pull it out. I don't have, the Leca is just here. I liked the circumference of this for the roots that came. This, you know, I got this one in January, and the root ball was like this. So when I put it down in here, I really want that snug feel. I want it to feel, you want the plant to feel secure, and you want the plant to, you want to be in control of the watering. Now that it has come to this point, and it's, wow, it's so happy. That root has a little bit of, yeah, fuzz on it. Okay. This plant, this state that it's in, has taken the full amount of time from January till right now. I'm filming in June. 6 full months to get to this place. To get to the place, this week was the first week I felt comfortable really watering, really leaving water in the bottom, and because it's just, it acts like it's gonna rot really easily, and I've dumped the water out on this plant 10 times. Like, I put the water in and it just sits there. It's like the plant is not drinking it, and it'll sit there, and then finally I just throw out the water because I get afraid. It is getting some new growth, and these roots are a really good sign. The water in the bottom is a 1/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8 of an inch, and I only put 1/2 an inch in the bottom, and that scared me. Okay, so that's how little water I allow in the bottom of this crown jewel of our home. And now that it's, yes, growing, now what I will do is I take this same pot, and I'm just gonna do it in the same pot, but I'm gonna raise it up another inch or 2, and my goal is to eventually, it will be to the top of this pot, and then I'll do a bigger pot. So that is one of my examples of a plant that's doing well. But you can see this timeline, you have to have quite a bit of patience. If I get impatient or in a hurry, it's a problem. You can underwater, and your plants can rot from underwatering. However, I would say that's 1% of my plants have died from underwatering or suffered. It's harder and harder, I think, to kill a plant because in the Leca you can just pour out the water. And I will say another thing. Let's pretend you are nervous about a plant and it's not looking well, and you pour out the water. Just leave it for a week or two. Just let it just totally, it takes a while for the insides to dry out, and then water it again. But maybe, or wait 1 week and then water it again. Just don't put water in the bottom until you're like 99% sure it's ready to take more water. This is what I wanted to get to. In this Lechuza informational brochure, it says, growing in phase, which is on page 15 of this manual. You're growing in phase. You have put the plant in the Lechuza pond, and this is assuming it's a plant in dirt, but this is true for Leca too, I think. Okay, over the next 12 weeks, for very large planters or very small root balls, double this amount of time. Okay, did you get that? Great big root balls, 12 weeks. Little tiny root balls and a Lechuza planter, 24 weeks. Water your plant as you normally would, pouring water onto the plant substrate from above. You're gonna water from above, and you're not going to fill the water reservoir, which a Lechuza has this water reservoir in the bottom, for 12 weeks. And that's a Lechuza planter, and you're adapting a Lechuza is helping you adapt your plant in dirt to a self-watering system. And then guess what? After the 12 or 24 weeks, you get to do that, where you just pour water in the reservoir and bam, your plant's adapted. But even the self-watering plants, in a self-watering planter, you can't just pour water in the bottom. And I mean, you can. I can't pour water in the bottom and just go for it. Having said that, that Danielle, which has taken me 8 months to adapt to that Lechuza planter, if I fill the Danielle, Ficus Danielle, completely with water and nutrients, it will drink all of it and thrive. Of course, it's outside too. So let's get to the bird of paradise. Are you ready for this? Okay. I'm gonna try to do this. It is gonna be very hard because it is a very large plant, but there you have it. Look at that. Now, okay, so you can see it's very difficult to get the entire thing in the screen. It is in this gorgeous, this is the Lechuza planter that I bought. It has the outside. Now, these are nice. They have handles for the inside, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the inside out. Okay. Okay, so there's a little hole in the water reservoir. Now, I don't want to take this out, but because I love y'all so much, we're gonna look at the roots together and have this be a learning experience together. If you put a fiddle, and I may have killed this plant, I don't know yet. We're gonna look at the roots, but see, it's horribly sunburned. I mean, I am such a bad plant mom. I really should have civil services come and check me out, because this poor plant, I repotted it, stuck it outside for 2 weeks with no water. Okay, the dreaded moment has come. I hate checking my plants. I like just being like, you look thirsty, I'm gonna water you. So, the way I'm gonna do this, now I don't wanna pull on it because it might have, you know, some little tender spots in it. So, I'm going to put this up on the chair. I don't know this one too, but. Okay, are you still there? Because you get to see the roots to this tree. This is so cool. Y'all saw how horrible this looks. It's two trees. It's true plants. So we're gonna look at number one. I'm gonna show you. Can you see the root system? I'm gonna do it really close up. You see the roots? Can y'all see what's going on? I'm gonna rotate the roots. Ready? Tons of new growth. Can you see that? And this is damp. It's not dried out.
Dampness.
But look at the top. See the top? Doesn't that look terrible? So, what if I had said, "Ooh, the top looks terrible. I need to water it." The top looks terrible in 3 or 4 days. Bird of paradise do not, they kick and scream for 3 to 4 weeks. And I have killed them before, but what I did when I killed it was, ooh, the leaves are curly and must need water. Does it need water? It has hundreds of new roots. It's actually very, very happy. There is not one rotted root. Now, I pulled off a lot of root rot when I had it in the dirt, but I will say this is a new root, and it is 2 inches long. There's 2-inch roots, 1/2-inch roots, 3-inch roots. It is super happy. Okay, I want to cry now. I just feel like I won the lottery. Because look, this plant is so tall. Okay, so here's plant number 2. Now this one for sure. I thought this was a dead plant. Look at that. Look how terrible that looks. Look at that. It is not happy on the top. Let me show you the roots. Okay. There is not one bit of root rot on this one. And there are new roots popping out. Now I will say it does not have the aggressively happy new roots the same amount as the other one. However, this is not a dead plant. This plant is gonna live and do really, really well. So what I probably will do is, and might do, is go ahead and cut. See this one leaf that obviously it's been sunburned, it's really stressed. I will probably cut a couple of leaves just to give it all of its energy going into the roots. Oh, look, this root came off. That's the only thing about checking them is they will lose some roots. That's a new really pretty root. But it's happy. The roots are still cool and damp, and the leca isn't wet. It's just barely damp. It's going to rain all week this week, so I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it outside, repot it, put it all back together, leave it outside, and then I don't know, I kind of don't want to water it yet. Spray these roots with some, I'm going to trim it, spray the roots with some herbs, and then we'll wrap up this show. So I hope you'll love that. I loved it. Oh, those roots. Oh, I just feel like I'm cracking the leca code. So if you like that, stay tuned because I'll have more of that coming next week. My Instagram right now is a little anemic. Maybe I'm posting 1 or 2 times a week. However, if you don't want to miss anything, and I do mean anything, get onto my Instagram. Let's be friends. Definitely DM me if you have any issues. And we'll see you next time. Hope you love that.